Well, here we are. We are at the Den, South London, on a Wednesday night, and the atmosphere pre-match is as you would anticipate. It's a little more traditional at the moment, but prior to the Millwall song booming out over the PA, we've had what I think is the first ever attempt at a light show pre-match here. Just quite an interesting exercise with very loud music and basically somebody switching the lights on and off. That's how the light show worked, but it's helped raise the atmosphere levels a little. The volume has increased as kickoff has approached, even with the background music that even now we have as well. Leeds United fans are in good numbers away to our left-hand side. Midweek trip down to the southern side of the capital is not the easiest of trips, but Leeds have made it, as ever, in very, very big numbers. The Leeds United side down below on the pitch on a misty, murky evening here in South London. A little bit of a chill in the air. There was some rain in the air pre-match as well. But the pitch looks decent and the conditions are pretty much perfect for what is promising to be quite a tough challenge for Leeds United, particularly given Millwall's form going into this game. They've won their last 3 games, they're unbeaten in the last 5, but then Leeds have their own decent unbeaten run, don't they? And as the players in yellow this evening go into the huddle, the message, no doubt, that's being passed around in the group there is keep it going. So Leeds United, who slipped down from 2nd place to 3rd place as a result of Sheffield United's late goal away at Bristol City last night, are tasked with trying to get themselves back into those promotion places by coming through this challenge this evening. Leeds United it is who will get the game underway. As always, this stadium, although it's nowhere near full, and I don't think it's going to be anywhere near full for kickoff, still manages to produce a special atmosphere. Piroe over the ball for Leeds. The Leeds United starting 11 shows the one change that we were anticipating, with Bogle back. Suspension completed. Piroe gets the game underway. Leeds United will be defending the end in front of those travelling fans in the first half, as it was here last season. Rodon, who we heard from in the build-up to the game, plays the ball forward into Piroe. And now Rothwell for Leeds. Rothwell out wide to the left-hand side to Firpo and Gnonto, and back to Rothwell. And now Struijk. And Rodon returns it to his central defensive partner. It goes out to the left-hand side to Firpo. And comes back into Struijk in the Leeds half. And Tanaka. And now Rothwell. And Rothwell spins and plays the ball out to his right to Rodon. Now wide to Dan James. Dan James into Bogle. Bogle forced back into his own half by Duncan Watmore, who's one of the 3 players, the 3 changes to the Millwall starting 11, despite that good win they had at the weekend, beating Burnley here by a single goal to nil. They've won their last 3 matches 1-0.
So this is an excellent start, by the way. We've kept the ball extremely well. They're trying to fly at us, but the way we're moving it, finding the spare man, moving it quickly, not taking too many touches, just keeping it away from Millwall. They've yet to get a touch. Okay, we're not going very far, but we are in control, and that's important.
We're 90 seconds in, and I think only Leeds players have touched the ball so far, isn't that right?
It is.
Aaronson comes back in to play a pass to Rodon, and now Rothwell. Back to Rodon again. Bogle plays the ball up the line, and Aaronson will hair after it. Millwall get their first touch as Cooper comes across to defend for them. Tanaka in quickly just to help the ball back into his own half, where Struijk can collect possession. A short square ball to Joe Rodon. And now Tanaka on to Aaronson. Back from Tanaka to Aaronson, and again Struijk to his left to Firpo. Now Gnonto, his first touch. Comes back to Pascal Struijk. Infield to Joe Rothwell. Leeds continuing to dominate the possession in these very early stages. Tanaka out wide to Gnonto, can have a bit of a run goalwards now, still going, trying to get himself into the penalty area, wriggles in and just rolls the ball out of play at the key moment there. Ran away from him, but it was a really good burst into the box from Gnonto, and Millwall end up with a goal kick.
It's an excellent start to the game, it really is, and first thing you always have to do, of course, is physically match the opposition, but where's our strength? Well, it's certainly with the ball, so before they can do that, why don't we just keep that ball moving? Exactly what we did, and almost got in on that far side.
Leeds United fans in good voice in that full away end to our left-hand side. Only the top tier is being offered to the travelling Leeds support this evening. Firpo with a header. Aaronson takes it down, tries to keep possession on the halfway line. Suddenly there's a moment of defending for Leeds to do. Rodon helps it back to Meslier. He plays it straight out to Bogle, closed down by Watmore successfully. And Bogle goes in, and with the help of James, temporarily retrieves the ball, and then it goes out and for a throw-in. And Watmore gives a little gesture to the crowd to get behind the home team, as if they needed any invitation.
Yeah, and the home crowd actually roared at that. It's the first time they managed to get anywhere near the ball, but that's what we're going to be up against. That's a foul all day long, that physicality. Going to have to take one or two of those. This time, Brendan Aaronson hits the deck.
Saville with the challenge. Leeds take a rolling ball free kick, so the referee orders them to go back into position and take it again. We're in the 5th minute, it's 0-0. And the noise levels remain high here at the Den. Rothwell to his right to Tanaka. And as you'll hear, the Leeds fans are giving as good as they get here. Tanaka with the ball over the top, looking for James, trying to get in behind. Bogle looking to pick up on the loose ball. Rodon with a header down into the path of Rothwell. Tanaka again.
Just for a moment there, Danny McNamara didn't quite keep his eye on the ball. Fortunate the bounce didn't go over him, but looking to get James with a bit of speed over the top.
Millwall into the Leeds half. The header down from Rodon is loose, but it will be picked up by Tanaka. And then it goes back to Meslier, who wastes no time in putting his foot through it and getting the ball up towards the halfway line. Firpo wrestling, concedes the free kick. Millwall have it in the Leeds half.
Just prior to that, their first little mistake, the header down. George Saville picked it up, but fortunately for us, he made the mistake of giving the ball straight back to us.
So Millwall do have a chance now, for the first time really in the game, to put a ball up towards the edge of that Leeds United penalty area. And the line of players is 10 yards away from the edge of the box, but surely will advance as the ball drops beyond them. In it comes. In fact, it goes out wide, and it's not a bad idea. Variation on the theme there. Still the opportunity remains to cross, and that comes into the middle now. And the heads go up in there, and Meslier comes quickly off his goal line and makes contact and grabs the ball. Inevitably, I think it was the head of Cooper on the end of that one. 6'6", and a real danger from set pieces. And he's the man who got the winning goal against Burnley at the weekend.
Yes, I think header by Cooper. You might be saying that quite a lot tonight. However, we know that. It's important to put him off as best we can, not allow the service.
Here's Gnonto played in by Piroe into the penalty area. Tries to wriggle past the last defender. Doesn't quite manage to do that, but it was a smart ball from Piroe that almost put him in.
It was. Good one straight over the top. Didn't quite get past his man, but back to Cooper. I think if you can't win that first one, make sure you win the second. But no point getting too hung up about it. We know what to do.
Ball is with Millwall on the halfway line. Played from Saville back into his own half. Gnonto gets an interception, but can only help the ball into touch for a Millwall throw-in just inside their own territory. And the ball goes back and further back to the edge of the D, where Cooper is the recipient. This ball is out to McNamara, the left back. Back it goes to Cooper. It's a bit of a wild swing, but he's got away with what's turned into a pretty good crossfield ball there. He knew nothing about it. Millwall attack down their right, and the ball comes into the penalty area deep, and it goes over the head of the man at the far post, Honeyman. He's not the tallest anyway, and he watched it go over his head, knowing that had he been able to get up to it, there was a real chance for a goal there.
He actually made a good run, but the wrong run as it turned out. The ball was overhit.
And Millwall now, having watched Leeds pass it around for the first 3 or 4 minutes, are in the contest. Cooper with another swinging long crossfield ball. It's picked up by Wintle. And then Saville in that central midfield role. And then Cooper out to McNamara. And back into his own half. It goes to Cooper again from Honeyman. Now Watmore. Watmore back in to his own half. And then the ball is played forward into the path. Well, in the idea it was into the path of Honeyman, but the ball sails beyond him and goes behind, and it's a goal kick.
Here's Tanganga with the crossfield ball, always going out. Honeyman never getting there, and you had that one well covered, but I think it's pretty obvious what Millwall are trying to do, their style of play, and how they're going to do it. You've just got to match them, certainly physically. Be aware, certainly, of giving away any sort of cheap set pieces, but at the same time, be brave and play when we get it, which we have done.
Rodon from Meslier. And Tanaka is caught after he released the ball, but the referee allows play to continue. Bogle couldn't get beyond Watmore.
Tanaka just having a look at the referee, who's just ignoring him, but Wintle went into him, put him on the deck, nothing doing.
Bogle ready to take the throw in for Leeds United. Movement in front of him, but nothing that to his liking until James comes in to try and help out. James ends up kicking the ball at Bogle, and Watmore steps in to take the ball away from Millwall before it's swept into touch by Bogle. Thrown back from the halfway line by McNamara to Cooper, and then across the back to Tanganga. And then it goes out to the right-hand touchline, and when it's played in, Firpo can watch that one bounce once and bounce out. Actually, the last touch on its way was off, I think, Gnonto, was it?
Yeah, Gnonto just got a piece of the ball. Firpo, a little fortunate there because Esse just went in behind him, but the ball was a poor one. Gnonto just got a leg to it.
Honeyman back into his own half to Tanganga, and across the back to Cooper. Millwall now see much more of the ball. And they have Watmore on the charge here, and Bogle's slid in to make a strong challenge, but at the cost of a corner kick. And so Millwall will throw inevitably the big guys up, and Leeds have some defending to do.
A bit of a strange challenge, I thought, as well. He missed with the first tackle, but got the ball with the next one, fortunately. So what it does do is give Millwall time to get their big boys up and work out another set piece, which no doubt they have been working hard on the training ground for, as we have defending them.
So the ball is at the feet of Saville. As the runs are made in the box, it goes towards the edge of the area, headed goalwards, and it is Cooper up there above everybody else, but his header from distance goes straight to hands of Meslier, gets rid of it quickly. Leeds trying to get the counter-attack here, but Gnonto runs into a blind alley there and is tackled quickly, and then something of a wild challenge from Firpo comes in, and Leeds have conceded another free kick.
Just got to be careful of losing it in those sort of areas. Firpo was beyond Gnonto, tried to get back and probably made a decent challenge, but clearly not.
So Leeds back in that defensive shape again here, with Millwall having the free kick, was it 8-10 yards inside the Leeds half. In it goes high, headed goalwards. Meslier again comes off his line to gather and then wants to get rid of the ball quickly. This time, though, the opportunity doesn't really present itself, so he holds on to it a little longer and then rolls it underarm to Joe Rodon. Rodon forward to Tanaka. Tanaka turns and looks forward. He's the man Leeds want on the ball. Gives it out to Bogle. Bogle infield to Gnonto. Played almost through a gap for Aaronson, but the almost is the key bit, not quite. So Bogle's trying to win the ball back for Leeds off Honeyman, but in doing so, either he or Tanaka has committed a foul. So Millwall have a free kick midway inside their own half.
And now when we do get the ball, we're just giving it away, not quite keeping it as well as we did, but at least we are trying to go forward. It's a good ball actually into Gnonto, but just let it get away from him.
Well, Cooper tries another one of those raking crossfield passes, but this one sails straight into touch. Firpo with the ball, ready to take the throw in. Tanaka just diverts the ball back to Pascal Struijk, and now across the box to Joe Rodon. To the right side, just on the touchline, Bogle. Infield again to Tanaka, providing an outlet ball in the middle of the Leeds defence to Pascal Struijk. Leeds just trying to wrestle control of this game back here through possession.
Yeah, they are, and just trying to keep it ball. Can't get Rothwell actually on the ball much further up the pitch either, so space is a little bit at a premium once it gets to a certain point in the pitch.
Firpo down the line. Return ball, now Gnonto. Gnonto just caught with a tackle there, fairly, says the referee. And the ball is successfully cleared away towards the halfway line where Struijk steps in. Gnonto flicks on, but Cooper just takes a swing at it. And then Rodon with the header onto Firpo, and now flicked on, lovely ball from Piroe, and then Gnonto's ball wasn't what was required, but Rothwell has picked up, and then his ball isn't really what's required either. Bogle wanted it in front of him where he was in a good position. Instead he's had to retreat to go and make sure that he keeps possession, and Leeds are back in their own half.
Just unfortunate, wasn't it? The ball from Rothwell, you're right, wasn't a good one, but prior to that, some slick passing, really carved through, and that one-touch layoffs only causing Millwall a problem or two.
Tanaka to Rothwell. Game is ebbing and flowing in terms of the tempo at the moment. Leeds back on the ball with Pascal Struijk. Now Firpo, Gnonto again, a little foot through the took the ball away from Gnonto there, put it into touch for a Leeds throw. Struijk to Rothwell and back again. And Rothwell once more into the centre circle to Tanaka. Out wide right side to Dan James. First time ball onto Bogle. Tries to back heel it to James. James goes down. Referee awards Millwall a free kick. Okay.
It was strange, wasn't it? I wasn't quite sure. I think it was, if anything, I thought Dan James might have been looking for a foul himself, but anyway, went the other way. But good, quick one-touch play again, moving it quickly down the flanks.
Lee Doughty is the match official. The free kick will be taken by Lucas Jensen from the edge of the penalty area, the Danish keeper. Drops into the Leeds half. Struijk goes in to win a header. Jon Piroe. Back up in the air it goes. Bogle. It goes to Tanaka. Tanaka spots Gnonto out wide, puts the ball quite in front of him, but still Gnonto goes to retrieve. Well, and now Rodon. Leeds building from their own half, out wide. James tucks it back to Rodon on the halfway line. Back to James again. And now to Piroe, and back to James. Good play from Leeds here. James is out to right side to Bogle, and it's put into the middle. Gnonto was waiting, but it was just short of Gnonto. Tanaka comes in to win it well for Leeds. Puts it behind Rodon. He scurries back to make sure he can get to the ball, and then gives it to Pascal Struijk, and Leeds come again. This time down the left-hand side with Firpo. Down the line it goes. Gnonto's got a load of space down that left side, so he can attack the edge of the penalty area now. Comes back for Aaronson, lets it go across his body, shoots! Straight into the body of the goalkeeper, who is a relieved man because Aaronson had time to pick his spot perhaps there.
And he didn't pick his spot very well at all, because it could have gone either side of the keeper. The defender just stood off him, but really good play again. We get Gnonto in down that left-hand side. He picks Aaronson out, a couple of shimmies, opens a space up, and then has to just slot it home. Unfortunate.
Best opening of the game for Leeds so far, and Leeds get a free kick for a foul on Pascal Struijk, which is taken really quickly because they want to get going again here with Bogle from Rothwell down the right side for Leeds. Holds it up on the halfway line. Back it goes to Rothwell. Rothwell to Tanaka. Through the middle for Piroe. Piroe, nice ball out wide, left side to Struijk, who's done well to just push it into the path of Firpo, who can attack the box perhaps here. Comes out to Aaronson, edge of the D. Aaronson holds it up, gives it short to Piroe. Piroe, also on the edge of the D, also goes for goal. Similar outcome to the last effort. The goalkeeper makes a fairly straightforward save, but again, good football from Leeds.
No, it certainly was. Once again, just working it into feet in and around the box. You could see Piroe was always lining up for a shot. Thought he might have taken it a little earlier then when he did move it.
Oh, Cooper's let it go. James puts it back in the middle over the head of Piroe. Gnonto picks it up behind him. Gnonto to shoot, and it's blocked on its way towards goal by Tanganga, and behind for a corner. Chaos in the Millwall defence. Leeds almost made them pay.
Well, we picked the ball up from a shocking mistake at the back, and then when the ball came in from Dan James, Piroe kind of ducked underneath it. I'm not sure he could have quite got over it anyway, but it looked a little strange, but Gnonto then picked it up and fired towards goal. Tanganga got in the way.
Leeds' first corner, and Rothwell is on duty. Curled in. Rodon's header just to the far post where Tanaka was waiting, but as he stretched, he couldn't turn the ball back towards goal.
Well, that should have been the third goal from corners we've scored this season, because excellent ball in. It really was a good run from Joe Rodon. I thought it was flying into the top far corner on its own. Instead, it wasn't. And trapping the back stick was Tanaka, but he couldn't quite get there.
So a little purple patch in the game for Leeds United in this first half. We're in the 21st minute. It's Millwall 0, Leeds United 0.
Well, it's quality. We're getting the ball down and showing what we can do. We're being aggressive when we need to, but brave, certainly on the ball when we need to as well.
Jensen with the goal kick for Millwall. Up and over the halfway line it goes. Struijk wins the header on. Beyond Piroe though, cleared forward into that Leeds half again. Tanaka wins a header. Firpo goes in. Piroe goes in. Ball ends up with Millwall attacking down the right-hand touchline with Langstaff. Plays the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Run into the boxes. Still going, and it's shot goals. And the shot, when it comes in, hits Watmore, and then the flag goes up, and it's offside anyway against the Millwall man. But just for a moment there was real anxiety in the Leeds back line.
Well, look at the excellent defending from Watmore there. I don't know why he ran across, got himself offside, and then got in the way of the shot. Good run, wasn't it? Got to be careful.
Rodon, not the best ball. Aaronson's going to have to go in hard to win it back, which he does. Gives it back to Meslier. Meslier with the ball on the edge of the penalty area to Joe Rodon. Now Tanaka on to Pascal Struijk. Firpo back into Struijk and across the back to Tanaka. Looks up and then goes square. Gets the return ball from Rodon. A little further forward to Struijk, but then it goes square again to Rothwell. Bogle sets off on a run, and Rothwell's seen it, so he's gone cross field to try and reach him. Doesn't quite manage it, but Leeds do end up with a throw-in off the head of McNamara, the full-back.
Full-back's position actually was quite good. The ball was a good one from Rothwell, but full-back managed to get there before it landed.
Bogle Aaronson can't quite control that, came at him, but it comes out to Tanaka, who's in the Millwall half. Firpo lets the ball roll into space down the Leeds left. On it goes to Gnonto. Oh, great play by Gnonto to beat the first man. Carrying it, oh, he's brought down as he was approaching the edge of the penalty area there. And it was the second challenge on Gnonto that felled him. And so Leeds have a chance to put a ball in that Millwall penalty area.
Well, it was Leonard who was beaten all ends up initially by Gnonto, which was brilliant. And then when he took the ball on, just careered into him. And this time gives us a free kick.
So Rothwell in position. And this could be an in-swinger towards the penalty spot, which is where the clutch of yellow and shirts are waiting. Also the blue shirts, obviously. And there's a two-man wall just inside the Leeds penalty area as well. The referee steps out of the line in the penalty area. And the signal is given. Rothwell steps away from the ball. Whips the ball in, too close to the keeper. And it's a very easy catch on his line for Jensen.
Yeah, just a yard or two too close to the keeper. It was a good run, good trajectory on the ball as well. But a little too close, that one.
Millwall with Tanganga. And then it comes out to Saville. Straight to the header, Bogle. Looping header, Tanaka wins. Aaronson, good close control from Aaronson, works the ball nicely to Bogle. Continues the forward run. Aaronson has it back off Bogle now. Back to Tanaka and back to Aaronson once more. Rodon. Into Struijk in the centre circle. To the left-hand side to Firpo. Runners ahead of him. Gnonto tried to lay it into the path of Piroe there, but was a little over-ambitious and didn't find his man.
It was, but it was good that he found that space, good movement and rotation. Piroe went to the left, Gnonto came central. And those quick short passes is what we have to do to try and open up this defence.
Pressing by Piroe in the penalty area forces the keeper to kick the ball into touch. Struijk with a pass out to the left to Firpo. Leeds fans mischievously suggesting this is like watching football in a library. No doubt that will provoke a response. Tanaka curls a pass out wide to Firpo on the far touchline into the path of Aaronson. Aaronson back to the penalty area, gives it back to Firpo, and then Gnonto. Gnonto gives it to Aaronson again. Aaronson makes some space. He's up to the edge of the area. Gives it to Bogle. Bogle, touch was a little heavy. Maybe came at him quite hard, and it's worked away to good effect by Duncan Watmore, who skips through a couple of challenges and now brings McNamara into the play in the halfway line. Millwall playing the ball out to the right-hand touchline to continue the forward movement into the Leeds half. Well, they'd had, now they've gone back into their own to Tanganga and Cooper. Cooper out to Saville. Saville, Watmore is in the left-back position. Saville plays it round Aaronson. And then it's put over the top for Watmore's forward run. The number 19 sets off at a sprint, but he's not getting to that one, and it rolls beyond him and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, certainly Watmore on this side. I mean, he's getting through a lot of work, isn't he? Up and down and sprinting here and everywhere, but not really causing us too many problems. Not sure how long he'll last by keep doing that. So even so, have to be mindful. Just over the ball over the top, but slowly but surely we're getting on top.
Watmore is their leading goal scorer with 5. Meslier walks the ball well out the penalty area. Still going. Still going. Shoot. Goes square instead to Rodon. Meslier still a long way out of his box. Much further out than is comfortable for me, frankly. And then gives it back short to Rodon. And now Rothwell. Rothwell to his left to Tanaka, to Struijk rather. Struijk back from Firpo. Rothwell is the man in between the two central defenders, gives it forward to the more advanced Tanaka. Back to Rothwell again. Now Rodon. Out wide to this right side, Dan James. James back into Rodon. Tanaka keeps the ball. Struijk to the left to Firpo. Gnonto's gone. He's gone infield to Piroe. Turns and looks goalwards. Tries to play it into the path of Gnonto, and it has to be cleared by Tanganga, otherwise it would have been a corner kick. Leeds do have a throw in. They take quickly. Firpo into Gnonto. And then over on that left side, Aaronson trying to hold off challenges from behind. Still forced further and further back, almost to the halfway line in the end to Struijk. Now Rodon. Tanaka. And to the left, Aaronson and Gnonto. Infield, good ball to Tanaka, who's got the ability to move the pass out to this right-hand side to Dan James. James will take on the marker. He tries to get his cross in. It comes off McNamara. It goes behind. It's a Leeds corner.
Good play again. Excellent from Tanaka, who just moved further forward. Gets it out to this right-hand side. And James, why not? Try and take him on the outside. Wins us a corner kick. We've been dangerous from these. The delivery's been really good. The runs and understanding in the box have been good as well.
Rothwell makes his way forward to take this corner. First one from this near side. Raises a left arm. And then goes in low to the near post, and it was Rodon coming to meet it. Comes back for Rothwell. Going for the byline. He's going to end up with another corner kick. Maybe caught slightly in two minds there, Rothwell.
It was at the end, but the corner in was a good one. You could see it was the short one, near one. We saw Pascal do that and score from the other side. This side it was Rodon that tried it.
What will Leeds do? What will Rothwell do with this one? This time the left arm is raised. More height on this one, into the middle. Struijk was shaping, but Cooper got there ahead of him and beat him in the air. But it comes back for Rothwell, and now back for Rodon just outside the penalty area. He does well to keep the ball away from Watmore. Then James, lovely, into position to cross the ball. And he's put it into the middle, but Jensen has stepped into that position, and Jensen it is who gets there first.
Oh, beautiful drag back and just knock it past the player by Dan James, but then he had a load of time and space to pick out that cross, and the pick out was the goalkeeper.
Keeper all in pink, still has the ball. Now he's delivered it. It's gone up high in the air and it drops in the Leeds half. It's almost given away to Rothwell, but Millwall have it back again. Struijk goes in. A proper old tussle on the far side with Macaulay Langstaff. And the referee sees nothing untoward with either player's challenge there, and Leeds have the ball, and they come forward now with Bogle from the halfway line. Plays it into the channel for James. Oh, it's put back into the middle. Well, if Piroe had come across there, he could have picked up on the ball back into the penalty area, but he made a straight run, and the keeper was able to come out and pick it up instead. Bogle trying to win it back off Watmore, but McNamara has it. Oh, he's giving it away to Aaronson. Poor ball that. Scuffed it. Tanaka now to Rothwell. Now Firpo down the left for Leeds. Comes back for Struijk. Now Rodon in the centre circle. Short ball onto Tanaka. Tanaka through the middle for Aaronson. Aaronson manages to smuggle it back to Tanaka, who puts it up in the air, but acknowledges that there's no chance that Dan James is getting up to that one, and it goes over his head and out for a throw-in.
Right, I'm going to write that down. 31st minute, Tanaka gives the ball away. What's the date?
Let's hope that's the last time we see it this season. Millwall throw-in. Watmore flicks on, Rodon behind him. Rothwell to Struijk. Now Firpo, edge of the centre circle. And a bit further forward now to Gnonto. Millwall fans doing their bit. That strange kind of noise that you can hear in the background is...
it's loud and annoying, I have to say.
A common feature of the Den. Aaronson to James. James going level power at the edge of the penalty area. Can't thread his pass through for Piroe. Rodon pushing header to Struijk. Leeds are in control of this game at the moment. Now Gnonto down the left side. Gnonto moving forwards. Still going, Gnonto. Tucks it out to Firpo. Comes back. Oh, it's not the best ball from Firpo. And Struijk has conceded the free kick and trying to win the ball. That was disappointing because Leeds were shaping up to build something promising there.
Well, the ball from Gnonto to Firpo wasn't a good one, and then Firpo clearly didn't see what was behind him and gave the ball back to what he thought was Struijk, but Langstaff was there.
And as Millwall fans are now reminding us, no one likes them, but they don't care. Jensen ready to take the free kick for the home team. 33rd minute, still 0-0 here at the Den. Firpo comes off the top of his head. Struijk will have to defend the ball. He puts it up towards the halfway line. Cooper with his header into the centre circle. James couldn't get there quite for Leeds, but now he will. And again, puts his head in where the boots are flying. But this time, McNamara picks the ball up for the home team. And then Watmore passes it out to Honeyman on this near side. And Rodon's got across quickly in front of him. And he's just happy to put it into touch for a Millwall throw-in.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do, just get it out. But I'm surprised if this isn't going to be a long one. No, the big boys are staying back, so...
Short one to Watmore, gives it away. Aaronson carries it forward for Leeds, looking for running options, and Firpo provides one to his left. Further forward is Gnonto. Leeds have got men up here, but Gnonto can't play the ball inside the defender to Aaronson, and it goes out for a throw-in.
Really good composed play from Aaronson in our own third, just keeps the ball, a little shimmy, and gets us out of trouble.
A player who is really growing into this season. Bogle on the right side for Leeds United. Now Rodon. Now Struijk. To his left to Rothwell. Firpo. Infield to Tanaka. Back to Firpo. Leeds continue to try and move the ball around here. Now Rodon has Bogle. Acres of space down the right. Now Watmore comes to close him down as Bogle carries it forward. Gets to the byline, cuts the ball back nicely into the box, and it's just ahead of Firpo, who was coming in. If he could have got there first, there was a chance of a shot from the edge of the area.
Excellent play. Bogle down this right-hand side, and rather than fire it across was a load of blue shirts. He just pulls it back to the edge and just dropped in between both Firpo and Gnonto. Unfortunate, but excellent play nonetheless.
Tanaka does really well, keeps the ball away from Langstaff, and manages to get it into the centre circle to Struijk. Now Rothwell to Firpo. He's playing just inside the Millwall half. Tanaka through the middle. Rodon is in some space to his right. He has the ball now. Rothwell to Tanaka, back to Rothwell. Now Aaronson. Bogle leads right infield to Aaronson again. On it goes to Tanaka, back to Aaronson. Aaronson will retreat and give it to Rodon. Goes across the back to Struijk. And Struijk has to turn back because Millwall have got two pressing players on the two central defenders. Tanaka back to Rodon. And Rodon, lovely, spots the chance to play it into space to Aaronson.
Not so lovely.
Tried something clever there, and maybe something more straightforward was required, and Leeds have to get quickly in to try and win the ball back, which they succeed really well in doing through sheer force of numbers there. Now Firpo playing the ball forward, trying to play it into James. It comes down for Gnonto, helped into the path of Firpo. He's had a bit of form momentum there. Piroe back into Rothwell, urged to shoot. He does do that, hits the defender. Tanaka not quite aware that there was a figure of Honeyman coming in.
He was aware, he's just waiting for the ball to bounce over him. You're right, had no idea, but gets away with it.
Tanaka and the ball in the halfway line. Spreads the play out to the left side. That's a fine pass to Gnonto. Takes it down and moves the ball forward, trying to get perhaps to the byline. He's lost possession, he's given away the foul there. And so really Gnonto's aims and ambitions were thwarted.
Good to see the referee have a chat there with Esse as well. He's put his hands up to Tanaka. I thought that might have been a foul. The referee decided to play advantage, but at least brought it back and warned the Millwall player.
Esse jogs up towards the halfway line to await the free kick that will come in his general direction now from Jensen. Players all basically in a kind of square over on the far side from where we sit, right up in the upper tier on the halfway line. Struijk with the header. Tanaka with the pass to Rothwell. Moves back to Firpo, up the line to Gnonto, infield to Aaronson, who's pushed over. Leeds free kick just inside the Leeds half.
Poor foul. Once again, just good play. And Aaronson at the heart of it as well.
Tanaka manages to work his way around the referee there and find a teammate. Gets the ball back off Rodon, gives it to Rothwell. It's a bit of time for Rothwell to give it to Gnonto. In it goes to Rothwell again. Rothwell almost won the second ball, but now suddenly Millwall have an opportunity to try and counter-attack, and it's a ball that Rodon needs to go in and win, and he does. He gets ahead of Honeyman, gives it back to Meslier. Meslier, long one forward, and strong header from the back from Tanganga. Great challenge by Struijk, well, it looked like a great challenge, but the referee says that as he went in to try and chest it, hit him on the arm, and Millwall have a free kick just outside the centre circle.
Yes, handball. It's unfortunate. Tanganga with a good header. And now, we know what happens with a free kick in our half. It's going to go into the box. They're going to take their time, Millwall, send up the big boys. And our defensive strength will be tested again.
We're in the 40th minute at the Den. It's Millwall 0, Leeds United 0, and there's a Millwall free kick which is coming into the box now. Heads up from Cooper to the penalty spot, played in, and the goal is tucked in past the dive of Meslier by Tanganga, who was just able to half volley it beyond the dive and into the corner of the net. And it's Millwall 1, Leeds United 0.
Well, there's certainly lots of ways of playing this game, and that's one of them. Just get it into the box. We know Cooper, so good in the air, wins it again, but this time we don't win the second, and it's Tanganga who's running forward, catches it beautifully on the outside of his boot, and sticks it in past Meslier. Mellier's had nothing to do apart from pick the ball out of his net. Really was a good finish from the centre half.
Looks like it was a training ground goal, that one, with the two central defenders heavily involved. So, for all Leeds' good play in the opening 40 minutes of this match, they are behind here at the Den. And that would be an argument about goals are the only thing that really count.
Absolutely, and I think for all the good play, the one criticism, it's end product. You know, what have we had? How many times have we tested the keeper? We've done a lot of good things in controlling the ball, getting to some good areas. Haven't quite had that final pass, but you're right, that's the bit just to improve. But away from him at Millwall, you would have taken that 0-0, but now have it all to do.
Here's Gnonto. Strong challenge on Gnonto that prevents him making further inroads into the penalty area. And that was much the liking of the home supporters, but Leeds do have a corner kick as a result of that challenge.
Let's see if we can strike back straight away.
Well, Rothwell willing to provide the service to do that for Leeds here. Rocked back by that Millwall goal, having controlled for long spells. Rothwell waiting while the referee talks to players in the penalty area, Firpo and McNamara. Rothwell curls the ball in, heads go up across goal, and I think, was it a Millwall head?
Yep.
As it goes back out? No, it's a Leeds head, and it will be a goal kick.
No, McNamara is the one that headed that.
And Leeds players are arguing that
absolutely.
now. Well, that's a desperately poor decision, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And everyone can see it, apart from the referee.
So the two Millwall players who collided in going for that ball are both on their feet, and the game restarts with a goal kick. Jensen puts the ball down on the edge of the 6-yard box. Taking his time now, as you would absolutely predict. Millwall will be thrilled if they get in with this lead at half-time. Rodon, header down. Piroe goes chasing, but McNamara gets there ahead of him. Jensen's come out of his penalty area to get the ball and play it back into the Leeds half. Struijk with a header. Cooper spoons it up in the air. Tanaka pushed in the back as he went to try and win the ball with a header for Leeds. Need to have the free kick.
Spotted that one, the referee. Honeyman not even looking at the ball.
Struijk left to Firpo. Infield to Gnonto. Gnonto plays it into the box. Too far ahead of Aaronson. It's kind of the story of Leeds night, that. Promising positions, but the key ball is not the right ball. Bogle trying for Leeds down the right. Now James. James, oh, he's absolutely cleared out by Watmore.
Really? What is going on, referee?
Well, he's beaten his man comfortably, and then Watmore just went through him. No card, just a free kick.
And again, another set piece, whereas Millwall probably had slightly less set pieces than we had, but they've made one of them count. We haven't yet.
Rothwell to try and remedy that in the final minute of the first 45. Rothwell sees there's just one man in front of, between him and the goal. That's Watmore. Rothwell puts it into the middle. It goes up in the air. It's clear to the edge of the box. James tries to put it back in, but it's unsuccessful. Watmore's chasing, but Bogle's getting there ahead of him. Bogle needs to come back towards goal, which he does now, to find Meslier. Immediately plays it back, and Watmore, for credit him for effort, is herring around, chasing everything in there like a terrier after a tennis ball, but getting to nothing. Here's Tanaka for Leeds. Forward it goes to Gnonto. Gnonto switches play. Can Bogle control? He does. Takes it down. Runners ahead of him as we move into the added time period. Clock is against Leeds in this first half now. Firpo to Tanaka. Rothwell to Rodon. Space down the right for James. Brings it in field. Plenty ahead of him here, James. Goes to Struijk, well up. Out to the figure of Firpo. Curls his cross into the middle. Comes out for Tanaka. Heads it back to Firpo. Leeds attempting to keep the pressure on down that left side with Gnonto now. Then it goes to Firpo. Whistles from the home supporters. Tanaka, it's taken off the toes, and then the final seconds of the first half elapse, and the whistle goes, and that means it's the home supporters who rise to their feet to acclaim their side as they head towards the tunnel, because Leeds controlling for long stretches in that first period maybe, but the only goal of the game has been scored by the home team. Millwall in front here at half-time. Millwall 1, Leeds 0.
We take that goal out, we did a lot of really good things. The only thing you would say, we couldn't quite convert our dominance into a goal, but at the same time, we know what the strength of Millwall is, and we got caught by a sucker punch. Good header from Cooper, and Tanganga got on the end of it when we should have really understood we had to get there first. So disappointing, but we still came back strong. It looked like we're back in control again. Referee letting a lot go. Can Millwall keep up that sort of intensity in the second half? I'm sure we can. And let's see if we can get back in the game.
So, as Pascal Struijk is the last Leeds player off the pitch, there's work to be done here for absolutely certain in South London. The half-time scoreline, Millwall 1, Leeds United 0. Well, the two teams are out, and fans are heading back to their seats from the concourses around the ground, and we are almost ready for the start here of an important second half for Leeds United, you feel. 1 down at the interval, needing to take something from this fixture. Millwall will know that they have a record coming into this game of having won their last 3 matches, all by this scoreline, so they know how to defend a goal lead. And no doubt we'll be looking to emphasise that through the course of this second 45 minutes, which we're now into. Piroe, halfway line for Leeds United, moving forward, holds the ball, and then has a pass out wide to the right side to Bogle. Bogle in to James. James trying to put it back into the path of Piroe, but it's cleared away. Comes down for Tanaka, quickly works it back to Rodon. Struijk in the centre circle. Leeds trying to begin this second half at high tempo. Gnonto on this near side, forced back to the halfway line to Firpo. And Esse with a little kick through the back of Firpo as he delivered the pass there. Referee either didn't see it or wasn't worried. Rothwell to Tanaka. And now Rodon. Right side is Bogle. Infield is Rothwell. James, first time ball into the path of Aaronson, down the edge of the area. Gnonto with a header goalwards. Got across his defender, but couldn't keep his header down, and it went over the top. Incisive play from Leeds, but not quite the finish required.
It's a really good move as well, and I think Gnonto once again should do better. It's at a great height for him. Just needs to guide it onto the target. Came in quickly, but had to be quick as well. Good ball from Aaronson. Gnonto's header, not the best.
Jensen will take the goal kick. Leeds kicking towards the travelling fans in this second half. It's a cold night now at the Den. First proper cold night of this season. And there's a bit of a chill for Leeds United currently in terms of the scoreline. Firpo over the halfway line. In it goes to Piroe. Nice ball into the path of Gnonto. Gnonto level with the edge of the box onto Firpo, but asked a lot of Firpo there. The touch, though, does take the ball behind for a corner kick to Leeds. Firpo's been caught as well in the process. And Tanganga's challenge results in both players picking themselves up gingerly from the turf. And now Rothwell comes up to take the corner.
Yeah, it's an awkward challenge that both of them came off with a knock, but it's been a good response in the second half. Straight away, we've made one excellent chance for Gnonto. And here again, we are on the attack with a corner kick.
So Rothwell will attempt to conjure up something from this set piece, this corner kick for Leeds United. Comes out, short to Firpo. Oh, it was an air shot, and he was in a great position. If he'd made contact with the ball then, right in front of goal, but he put his foot over it, and there was nobody waiting behind, and that was an expertly worked free kick, except for the bit at the end.
Where have we said that before? We're playing some good stuff up until that final ball, that final strike on the goal, and there again it was a training ground free kick that we've seen many a time along the ground. Firpo gets there, but he just can't make the most of it.
Firpo down the left for Leeds, on to James, caught from behind by Esse. Leaves Stan James in a heap. Leeds take a quick free kick to Aaronson. Not the ball Firpo wanted. Aaronson gets on it anyway, on the edge of the area. Plays it to Gnonto. Plays it back into the path of Tanaka. 15 yards outside the box. On the edge of the area is Bogle, who has the ball now. Trying to find space for a cross, perhaps. Gnonto helps him out. Tanaka is just standing off Gnonto. Gives it short back to Gnonto. Tanaka has it back again. Leeds probing, trying to find an opening. Struijk to James down the left. Esse comes across again as James comes in field. Shoots goalwards. Keeper, well, he fumbled it. But as Piroe arrived just in front of him, Jensen made a better go of it the second time around and grabbed the ball.
Well, at least we've tested the goalkeeper. Excellent play from Dan James. Swapped over to this left-hand side. Thought he might go to the byline. Instead, he cuts inside and just lets fly.
Ball goes straight up in the air from Jensen. Comes off the head of James, back into the Leeds half. Pretty much for the first time in this second period, and we're nearly 5 minutes in already. But now Millwall have an opening as they come forward. They've played it out to Langstaff. whose cross is blocked by Firpo, and it goes behind for a corner kick.
Excellent block from Firpo, making sure that ball doesn't fizz across our 6-yard line.
So Leeds, for the first time in this second half, have defending to do. The corner kick will come in from Saville. Referee,
I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. Cooper, the man mountain, is getting marked by Gnonto, and there's a little push from Gnonto, and down goes Cooper as if he's been poleaxed. Oh, you've got to be embarrassed, Cooper, surely.
it is a mismatch, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Meslier is more of a match in there. Both around about the same height, aren't they? Cooper is getting shoved away by Meslier. It's all getting pretty daft in there at the moment, to be honest with you. Still, Gnonto is leaning into the back of Cooper, and the referee is keeping a close eye on this. And still the corner hasn't been taken. Now the signal is given. In it comes near post, where it's headed behind, or headed back to the corner kicker. And then this second cross comes off the back of Firpo. Well, all very messy. And
it is, but that's exactly what Millwall want, don't they? They want it messy, they want it ugly. They want to just put it in there and scrap for everything. We're going to have to match it.
More defending to do for Leeds as the throw-in is to be taken from down by the corner flag on this near side. Not sure quite what's going on because there was a long delay. Well, that's why it's a long throw. In it goes to the edge of the 6-yard box. The whistle goes, free kick Leeds. Foul somewhere as the ball was hurled into the penalty area. Firpo gives it to Struijk. On to Rodon. Leeds fans doing their bit. Rothwell. Firpo. Over the top for Gnonto. No. Can he keep this one in play? No, is the answer. Prevented the goal kick, but not the throw in. So Leeds voices are raised over the cold night air here in South London. Need their players to respond, as the home fans do now. Tanaka with a header. Rothwell battling away, short back to Tanaka, goes into a bit more space to Rodon and Bogle. Back to Rodon again, and now Firpo to Struijk on the halfway line. Leeds fan who's made his way into the main stand here just gives us a little wave. As always, there are always Leeds fans in the home sections. People who have surreptitious little conversations or give a little Leeds salute quietly. At the moment, they need to see more from their team here, no matter where they're sitting. James from the edge of the penalty area comes back for Tanaka. Aaronson cushions it, tries to cross it, takes the rebound and goes behind for a Leeds corner.
Good play over that far side. A little bit intricate, couldn't quite find that half a yard to dink it goalwards, but we win another corner kick. We've worked these rather well, but still no reward from them.
So Rothwell this time will put an outswinger into the penalty area. Low or high, we'll have to wait and see. High this one, but that's going to be an easy clearance for Langstaff, who was the only man underneath it when it dropped on the edge of the area. Aaronson forced back into his own half, all the way back to Meslier. Slightly panicked there, Brendan Aaronson, because Langstaff really wasn't that close to him, but still erred on the side of caution. Leeds keep possession.
No point taking chances at the back there, Bryn. Can't believe you want him to take a chance. What is wrong with you? What's happening?
There's a goal to be got.
True.
Rothwell to Tanaka. Now Firpo. Infield, Piroe. Comes back for Firpo. Everyone back for Millwall now as Gnonto Moves to the edge of the box, across the edge of the box, all the way from one side to the other. Now Bogle. Bogle comes infield back to Gnonto. Gnonto stumbles and he's dispossessed, and Millwall sense the opportunity for a counter-attack with the charge from Langstaff down the left-hand side. Runs into Bogle, fouled by Bogle, falls down, gets a free kick, and has done exactly what was expected in Macaulay Langstaff.
No, falls down is right. Just Bogle's appealing to why is that a free kick, and I'm with him, but he just lost it. Gnonto didn't really want it back, did he, on the edge of the box there? Always a little off balance. And when you lose it after committing a lot of men in front of the ball, you're going to be struggling.
10 minutes plus gone in this second half. Leeds are behind here by a 1-0, and they are defending a Millwall free kick. Honeyman had made a run, but they decide not to do that. Instead, they go a bit more conventionally and predictably with a long ball onto the head of Cooper. Rodon gets it clear, comes back. Firpo goes and wins it in the air well, gets it down to Gnonto. Gnonto away from Esse, and then runs into Tanganga, but gets a free kick, and Tanganga gets booked.
Of all the fouls tonight, I'm not sure that one is any worse than a lot of others, I have to say, but he's the one that eventually Tanganga's having to go at the referee as well, and you can see why, but I think 1 or 2 before might have been yellows. They've got away with it. Tanganga this time, no.
First yellow of the night. Leeds take the free kick through the middle. Piroe comes back to Struijk. Struijk, that's not going to find Firpo. Shakes his head, Pascal Struijk. As soon as it left his foot, that was overhit, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, needed to be a wedge rather than a 4-iron, that one. Just looking at the bench now as well. Coming up 56 minutes on the hour mark. Actually got 1 or 2 attackers down there. I'm sure they'll be eager to come on.
Daniel Farke getting a little exasperated with the amount of time that Jensen is taking over this goal kick here, pointing at his wrist in an animated manner. Tanaka. Bogle. There's a Millwall man down, and it's deemed to be a head injury, and so the play is stopped as Leeds were trying to make inroads down the right in the Millwall half. And again, the break in play is probably for completely legitimate reasons, but it doesn't help Leeds.
No, it certainly doesn't. George Saville is the one that's on the deck, but I just looked at Gnonto. He had a big kind of grin on his face when he was looking down, so I just wonder if this is going to be a tactic for Millwall, just to break the play up, stop, start, exactly what they're after. What we want is a high-tempo game. Make it physically difficult as well, get those passes around them. This just gives them a breather. They get reorganised and they get set to go again.
Neil Harris out on the edge of his technical area, talking with Esse. Saville is back upright. And
even the physio's smiling.
Walking to the near side touchline, from where he'll be kept out the action for the next 30 seconds whilst Leeds get things going again with the drop ball on the halfway line. Quickly played out to Dan James down the right. James with McNamara ahead of him. Still going. Low cross in is blocked and cut out by the hard-working Watmore. Then given away to Tanaka, but he can't keep the ball in play. And it's out for a Millwall throw-in. Saville still not back on. Now he is. And Millwall delay the throw-in until he's back in position. Played over the top. Rodon with a header onto Bogle. Bogle on to Aaronson. Now Piroe. Laid off for Aaronson again. Trying to find space. Can't quite get it to Gnonto. Run out of space effectively. Esse blocked off by Firpo fairly, but Firpo's touch goes out. So it's a throw into Millwall.
Good challenge. Firpo read exactly where Esse was going to go and stood in his way, blocked his path, got the ball and him.
Traditionally has been a hard ground for Leeds, this one. The record is not good. And so last year's 3-0 win here was the exception very much rather than the rule. Leeds have got to turn that around, get something from this as they attack down the right, or begin to attack down the right with Bogle before he stops and goes back into his own half to Rodon. Rothwell. Firpo. Tanaka. And then Rodon. Out wide to the right side to Bogle to cross. In it comes to the middle. Piroe! Offside. Oh, flag is raised. And Leeds United's celebrations are cut short.
I'd like to certainly see that one again, but when the ball comes in, it's Aaronson that gets there and knocks it across. And Piroe is there on his own to tuck it away, but we haven't got a replay, so I can't see, but that's a shame. It's a really good move.
Millwall making changes. And Norre is going to come on for them, a man who was in the team at the weekend, starting in the team at the weekend. Langstaff, the former Notts County man, the non-league sensation, has been brought off. And Watmore, almost inevitably, after the amount of running he's done, is coming off as well. And Neil Harris is all claps and hugs down below as the players head for the dugout. Jensen with the free kick again, just breaking things up there with the two substitutions. Rothwell, Struijk did well to win it initially for Leeds. Struijk. Rodon. Tanaka back to Rodon. Gives it to James. Comes in hard and fast, but he's done well with it. Goes down. No free kick given, though. And Dan James has to pick himself up with the game going on, and Millwall in possession. At least they were. Leeds have it back. Managing to keep it away from the charging blue shirts. Tanaka inevitably protecting the ball well. And then a push in the back of Gnonto, right in front of the referee by Norre, the man who's just come on, the Belgian. Leeds take a quick free kick. Game is bubbling up now. James down the right-hand side, taking on his man, trying to get to the byline, trying to cut his cross back, but McNamara's challenge successfully blocks the route to goal, and it goes behind for a Leeds corner.
Oh, excellent. At least we're stepping up the tempo, trying to play faster, take the players on, and Dan James there just in his head decided, right, I'll knock it on the outside, trying to get a cross in. If not, I get a corner kick. Here we go again, another one.
Yeah, there have been a few. Rothwell again. Curled into the box. Struijk arrives, but he's beaten to it by Cooper. Comes out for James. Gives it to Rothwell. Back to James again. Midway inside the Millwall half. Just puts it up in the air. Struik's underneath it. Cushioned header is cleared away by Tanganga. Norre controls in midfield for Millwall. And then Esse surrounded by yellow shirts. But Millwall end up with the ball. Norre on that Millwall left. Bogle comes in. Aaronson, caught late there.
Has to be another booking.
As he moved the ball away, was lifted up in the air by the tackle, and the card comes out.
Well, Honeyman has been charging around certainly in the first half. I had a couple of those. Referee finally has said, okay, enough of those challenges. They're all going in the book, so Honeyman goes in.
25 minutes to go here at the Den. It's Millwall 1, Leeds United 0. Millwall have scored from just about their only serious attack of the game.
Well, it's from a set piece, and they've had one or two of those set pieces, but overall we've had 2 or 3 times as many. Way more possession in good areas. Not been good enough with it.
Piroe now Firpo to Aaronson, just outside the area. Wide it goes to James. There's loads in the middle. As it comes in, it's headed clear by Tanganga. Tanaka is underneath it. Now Bogle. Bogle is hustled out of it, and it's hacked up and over the halfway line, where Meslier is able to come miles out of his goal to collect, because there's nobody in a blue shirt anywhere close. Leeds come down the left side with Gnonto. Gnonto's trying to take on his marker. It's going to come out for a corner kick down the left for Leeds. Challenge came in across Gnonto from Leonard, and Gnonto stays down.
Yeah, he's just feeling his ankle. Bogle's feeling his ankle. Just got to keep going. 25 minutes to go, still plenty of time.
Corner count continues to mount here. Still, Leeds not able to reduce the key moment. Rothwell once more. Curled in. Struijk went for it, and then it's gone off a Millwall head ahead of Struijk, probably Cooper.
Honeyman, I think. Just Honeyman got there. And what's great about that is that the ball is so good that you can't do a lot about it. You've just got to get your head on as a defender. You can't head it away. It just touched the top of his head. You're right, Cooper was there behind, but let's see what we can do now from the other side. But we got to get there first to the ball, not Millwall.
Rothwell's had to go all the way across the park for this next corner. Queue of players around the penalty spot. Headed clear as far as Aaronson. Aaronson trying to shake for the shot goalwards. It's blocked, and then the flag is raised against Piroe, who must be only marginally offside in there, because there was a crowd of players around him.
It was just. Aaronson actually has done well, but the shot at the end of it was a bit scuffed. It's not going our way. Piroe just offside.
Jensen to put the ball back into the Leeds half, no doubt here. At least where Millwall haven't been for quite a while. Long kick from the goalkeeper. Rodon heads it all the way back to the centre circle. Honeyman. And then Leeds win it back with Rothwell. Bogle on the charge down the right for Leeds United, making ground a long way up towards the edge of the area. Just shows too much of it to McNamara, and Millwall actually work it out in a little triangle of passes pretty well there. And you can hear the applause from the home supporters for that. Back still stuck on the touchline on the far side in their own half, and there's a little over enthusiasm from Dan James there as he knocks the man to the ground in front of him, and that's a Millwall free kick.
Well, we're getting up to just over 20 minutes to go. You know, we said, as we were talking, didn't we, Bryn, before the game, that our bench looks pretty strong. I think now's the time to start using it.
Home fans are trying to roar their side on into the final quarter of this game. They can potentially put themselves into playoff places tonight, depending on what happens elsewhere. Leeds even more lofty ambitions, but at the moment it's Millwall's ambitions that are going to be realised. Leeds need to turn this one round. Offside against Esse. And so Leeds have a free kick just outside the penalty area. Meslier, a little like Saturday in many ways, has had so little to do. Not quite as dramatic as that, but still. The action has primarily been at the other end. But actually, when you analyse, Jensen's had a couple of straightforward shots to save. Nothing too difficult. Firpo. Gnonto. Leeds coming up against the low block conundrum again here. Rodon. Out it goes to Dan James down the right. taking on their full-back again, but across comes Cooper and just wallops the ball into the upper tier of the stand for a throw-in, which is taken quickly by Bogle because there was a replacement ball close to hand.
And again, we played against a low block, time and time again, so we know what to do. It's the bit of quality that we need.
Here's James in the penalty area, shoots goalwards, and it goes off a Millwall player behind. It was deflected behind, so it's a Leeds corner kick.
Well, that was good play. We managed to skip inside the box and trying to find the bottom corner, but for a deflection. It's another corner kick.
I just think if Leeds had Cooper, then with the number of corners that Leeds have had in this game, he would surely have taken advantage at some point. Leeds trying to do just that now. Once more, Rothwell to put it in. Cleared away by Cooper. As far as James. And Firpo delivers it back into the middle. Headed out by Tanganga to Aaronson on the edge of the area. Kept away from the ball successfully, and suddenly a little shimmy and a move forward, and there's a charge through now, and Leeds are in trouble here, except the pass in field when it came finally from Coburn was not a good one. The initial breakout was, but he allowed Leeds the chance to put the ball into touch, and Leeds will make a change, and Solomon is going to come on and Rothwell is going to come off.
Yeah, that's obviously a more attacking change for us. We need to get back in this game somehow. Just under 20 minutes to go. Solomon, who I thought actually had a really good cameo against Plymouth when he came on. We need something like that and a bit more.
So Aaronson through the middle, presumably.
Aaronson will just drop back in and kind of help out in midfield, but then push on. Gnonto will be that number 10 now.
Here is Aaronson. And here is Firpo. Leeds have plenty up. Solomon gets his first touch. Solomon curls his cross into the box. Headed away by Cooper. Out it comes for Bogle. Tries a spectacular half volley from outside the area. And you'll hear from the home supporters' reaction what happened.
Well, I think Bogle will hear from his teammates as well what happened. That wasn't the right choice in that moment. So yeah, you're just seeing Aaronson drop back in and around Tanaka. And he'll break forward whenever we have the ball, just adding that extra runner into the box.
Jensen again, long delayed taking of the goal kick. Forward it goes into that Leeds half. Struijk battling, but it's actually Tanaka who makes the first and second headers. Struijk then plays the ball in, increasingly congested through that midfield as Bogle goes to find space down the right-hand side. There's lots of it. He's able to move quite a long way forward before Aaronson has to come back to Rodon. Millwall quickly back into their shape behind the ball. Gnonto onside, gets his cross too deep, and it bounces out over the near side touchline, and then the flag is raised for offside, and so it all counts for nothing.
Yeah, I think it might have gone out and then come in, so a goal kick, but here we go again. Taking his time is the keeper, Jensen.
Millwall edging their way ever closer. Leeds increasingly anxious. Daniel Farker looking on, wondering how his side can find a way through. Into touch, Leeds United throw in. Ramazani was the man who provided a route back into the game when Leeds were losing at Norwich. He's out for a little while yet. Leeds need another hero here. Struijk. Solomon. First time on towards Firpo. Esse's across him. Keeps the ball in play well. Clears it. Coburn in his own half. Struijk bundles him over. Free kick to Millwall.
strong play from Pascal. Just tried to read where the ball was going to go off Coburn. Got it a little wrong, but I must admit, Coburn, it's a big unit, isn't he? But Struijk is strong and takes no prisoners there.
So the Millwall men are all up in the Leeds half, including the Bedale boy, Coburn. And it drops on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Rodon's header clear. Comes off Bogle. Millwall win it back again. Tanganga still up in that Leeds half. The goal scorer, the only goal scorer so far. Tries a little dribble forward, but he's run it into touch. Leeds throw in. Looked like a foul throw to me, but it gets worse for Leeds because the pass back from Rodon came off Bogle and went out. So it's a Millwall throw-in all of a sudden, level with the edge of the Leeds box.
What a mess. An absolute mess, you're right. I think it was a foul throw initially, but compounded by mistakes after that as well.
So Leeds back in their own area, exactly where they don't want to be, as we're inside the final 15 minutes now. Cooper headed away by Firpo from the area. Solomon can't control though. And Millwall have it back in Leeds territory. And they've worked it to Norre, into the penalty area to Coburn. Turns goalwards, trying to find room for the shot. Good block from Struijk. Leeds are all of a sudden quite open here. I mean, it's an inevitable consequence, I guess, of the increasing anxiety around the search for a goal, but don't want to let Millwall in either.
I think also it was good Millwall play, to be fair. It's the first time they've passed it first time, 3-4 times in a row, and really found a player in space, so decent play. But you're right, we have to push forward. We're going to have to take 1 or 2 chances just to try and get back in this game.
Struijk to Firpo down the left. In it goes to Gnonto. Gnonto into the penalty area. Pursued by Norre. Still going, comes off. Gnonto, it's a goal kick.
Okay, you've got to just get your chin up now. Just keep going, still minutes left. Let's show the right body language and get this ball back and go again.
Joseph is coming on shortly for Leeds United. Millwall are also, in fact, Bamford's coming on as well shortly. Millwall also making a change. Esse is going off and Azeez is coming on. Many thought Azeez would start this game. He's been one of the star performers for Millwall recently. But he does get to make an appearance for the final 12 minutes of this match, plus whatever is to be added on, which won't, in all honesty, be a great deal. As there have been delays in the second half, and unless the referee is going to take dramatic action for all the Jensen moments that have been sucked up, then Leeds won't get an awful lot of help perhaps from the board. They've got to get it done well before that. Now they're trying with Bogle down the right to Rodon. Back to Bogle again. Into Piroe. Now Struijk. Now Firpo on the left for Leeds. Corner ball, Leeds United. Comes off Azeez. Firpo's low cross. And Solomon is going to be the man to take this, because of course Rothwell has left the field. So can Manor Solomon do what Joe Rothwell wasn't able to do, despite a number of good deliveries, and create something positive for Leeds United here. Near post, low, cleared away. Solomon will chase out to get there first, which he does. But Aaronson is behind him. Bogle is square on the edge of the centre circle. But he's closed down, so he has to go back to Meslier. And Leeds end up deep in their own half here. Gnonto. Out to the right side to James. Down the line, prodded, but Bogle's not getting to it. Millwall keep it on that far side touchline before it's won back by Gnonto to James. Puts it up in the air, but it's beyond, well beyond Gnonto. And it rolls behind for a goal kick, and we're pretty much into the last 10 minutes here. Now Leeds make the 2 attacking changes. Joseph and Bamford coming on. It really is going to be gung-ho time here now.
It certainly is. Bogle's coming off, so fullback is off. Striker is on.
Bogle is the first switch. And Gnonto will be the second. So Gnonto was already off the pitch, so he's walking round from behind the goal. And that's the second change that's been made inside the final 10 minutes at the Den. Millwall 1, Leeds United 0.
Actually, this reminds me a bit of Norwich, where Dan James now has gone back to right back. Tanaka will be in midfield, and everyone else just get forward.
It's a grand reshuffle. Here's Solomon wriggling his way through. Bamford's first touch, but it goes out of the way of a Leeds player, and it's cleared away by Jensen. Into touch, albeit, but on the halfway line.
Right, closing down. And Matteo Joseph there, forcing the keeper just to boot it out.
Struijk to Firpo. Back to Struijk again. Tanaka gives it to Rodon. Now James down the right-hand side. Back to Rodon once more. Now Firpo. Solomon on the left for Leeds. Level with the edge of the box. And a drop of the shoulder. And comes back for Firpo. That line of players in the penalty area makes the run forward, then has to drop off again as Solomon comes once more. Plays it into the middle to Tanaka. Tanaka through a crowd. Manages to prod it into the path of James. James into the middle to Struijk. Oh, his touch is heavy. And it all stops because it's then cleared into touch for a throw-in.
Unfortunately, good play by Tanaka, but so many bodies in the way. Millwall just now defending to see the game out.
Ball took an age to be retrieved from the crowd there. Daniel Farker, arms outstretched in front of the home supporters. Firpo. Good block made by Azeez in front of Firpo. Leeds have a throw-in the Millwall half. Back it goes to Pascal Struijk. Struijk, the other side of the centre circle to Rodon. And Rodon to Solomon. Solomon comes in field. And now Struijk. And now Rodon. And now James. And this is the bit where Leeds just cannot penetrate this wall as it comes into the middle and it's straight into the hands of the keeper.
Not good enough. That final pass, so often everything else has been pretty good in between the boxes, but that final ball, that final run, that finish, strike on target, header, whatever it is, hasn't been.
Jensen. Towering kick into the Leeds half. Struijk wins his header. Tanaka's underneath it with the ball. Needs that cool head here now. Just pushes it wide to his right to Rodon. Now James. Aaronson ahead of him, gets the ball. Aaronson looking towards the box. Plays it into the middle. Bamford tees it up. Shot comes in from Piroe. Half-hearted appeals for a handball in there. Nothing doing. Struijk wins the ball well against Coburn, and then the second challenge presumably produces a free kick. Belated whistle from the referee, and the free kick is for Millwall.
I think it's Honeyman. It's Wintle that's gone down. The battle between Coburn and Struijk has been superb, but Struijk's just the stronger. Simple as that. He just has been winning everything, standing up to the big Millwall man. That wasn't his foul, but afterwards was.
Volume levels rising here. The home supporters sensing another big win. They beat Burnley here at the weekend. They have Leeds very much in their sights now as Tanaka's penalised for his challenge, and it's a free kick not far outside the Leeds penalty area. Coburn was the man who was fouled.
And this will just take an age as well. It's another free kick. This is what Millwall work for.
And we're into the last 5 minutes pretty much here. Two-man wall just outside the penalty area. And it's going to be a long delayed free kick. Socks are being pulled up. The ball's been moved 2 or 3 times from one spot to another, a short distance away. And finally now, in it comes towards the far side of the area. Headed goalwards, and it's hit off the post. And it was Joseph's header against his own post there, and it stays out. That would have been game done. Leeds trying to counter-attack instead. The ball's too far ahead of Solomon, and it'll be cleared forward by Leonard, who's put it up for Azeez to chase down the right-hand side for Millwall. Struik's got in there to tidy things up. Meslier has to clear quickly. And then it comes down into the midfield where it's won back by Millwall, and Coburn. Oh, late challenge from Firpo. The card is most definitely coming out here for Junior Firpo. And Millwall also have, from their perspective, perhaps more importantly, a free kick midway inside the Leeds half.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to argue with that yellow card whatsoever. Joseph had to get something on the ball, and he got his head to it and then started praying. The post came to our rescue.
So free kick to be taken by Saville. Saville as the home anthem gets ever louder, and the ball into the penalty area. Easy pick up for Meslier. 3 minutes remaining, plus whatever is to be added on here. And Leeds 3 minutes away from a first away defeat of the season, a second defeat of the season. Solomon moving forward at pace, goes through the channel to Bamford. Bamford's penalised for his initial challenge, and he argues his innocence there. Didn't look a lot in that one. Enough of a hand in the back, perhaps, for the referee at least.
Just thought Tanganga was kind of slipping and going down, just with a little touch from Bamford, but the referee saw it as a foul.
Tanganga named as the home side's man of the match, the goal scorer. Jensen, who's been really well protected by the players in front of him. A couple of shots in the first half apart, but even though we're straight at him. So Leeds' possession count has been high, chance count has been low. Leonard with a throw for Millwall, up in the Leeds half. Fans behind the goal are fearing the long journey home here. Meslier out it goes to Rodon. James lets it run. Joseph's not getting there. Cooper puts it into touch. Leeds throw in, but in the Leeds half. Back it goes to Meslier. Now Struijk. He's got to go forwards. Solomon down the left. Back to Struijk. Back to Firpo. Back it comes to Struijk again. Leeds are in the Millwall half, but still just passing the ball around at the moment, trying to find a way through. Bamford falls. Leeds lose it, get it back again. Struijk to Firpo once more. Firpo switches the play out to Dan James, who has it over on the right-hand side, but he's quite a long way from the penalty area still. Trying to get closer now, James. In the final minute, taking on the fullback. McNamara gets back at him. Fouls him, does he? Throw-in is all Leeds get from that challenge. So successful tackle by the defender. Comes back The Struijk in the centre circle. Leeds retreating before they can try and work the ball forwards again with Solomon. Solomon comes in field, finds a little gap, plays it into the penalty areas. Cooper scoops it away, comes out for James. He has a shot on goal. Well, Leeds have had a shot, but it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. It's an easy catch for Jensen again, and there are 4 added minutes to be played.
Once again, James coming on his left foot. It's a long way out. Never really saw that one flying past the keeper. Wasn't a great strike either. Lots of bodies forward. Just our decision making in that last most important area of the pitch hasn't been great tonight.
Well, Daniel Farke's really unhappy with the 4-minute decision in the added time here, and he's been vociferous in his protests. As Coburn against Rodon here goes for the corner flag, the Millwall sub. Where else was he heading? And Rodon trying to wrestle him off the ball down in the corner by the flag. On the battle goes, and ultimately out of our vision, frankly. It's going to be a Leeds United throw-in. Millwall to make another change. Hutchinson coming on for them, and Ryan Wintle going off. Neil Harris, who has often plotted Leeds' downfall in the past, is close to doing it again here. Wintle departs, the home supporters on their feet. Those behind the goal also, but a very different countenance in that away end, as the ball is still at the far end, and that means that Millwall are still in an attacking position here as we move almost at the midpoint of the added time, and Leeds are a long way from that Millwall penalty area, never mind anything else. Down to the corner flag it goes. Out it goes. Millwall throw again. Doing the ugly stuff really well here.
They are. It's not pretty, but it's effective.
So the ball will be thrown in from the near side, and it goes behind. It's a goal kick. This is the last chance Leeds are going to get hold of the ball and get it forward. It's played short to Rodon. It's played through the middle for Tanaka. It's given back to Rodon. There are 90 seconds remaining here at the Den. Leeds with Firpo. Out to Solomon. Solomon trying to beat his man. Doesn't succeed. Leonard gets a foot in. Out for Leeds throw in. And then down below, the ball is being... I'm not sure whether it was... What was happening down there? Fans in front of us all stood to crane forward. Leeds throw the ball back to Struijk. Struijk goes across the edge of the centre circle to Rodon. Tapped into Piroe, but Piroe's deep. Surely needed further forward. Struijk out to this left side, and Firpo in the final minute. Into the box it goes. Comes off the thigh of Joseph. Comes out for Piroe now. Bamford to James on the edge of the area. And then it's a little clip off a defender. It's a Leeds United corner kick. Well, if ever Leeds needed a set-piece goal, this is it.
Maybe it's Meslier that needs to knock it in. Here he comes into the Millwall 18-yard box. Make himself a nuisance.
20 seconds remaining. Leeds corner. Curled into the middle. And the referee's blown his whistle. And he's called players towards him. Bamford is one of them, just to stop doing whatever it was they were doing. So the corner will be retaken. Meslier was actually making ground towards that one, as it's curled in now. Onto the shoulder of Meslier. It's headed clear. Comes out for James. And he attempts the spectacular volley. And it goes up in the air and it flies over the bar. And Millwall know they're almost home now.
Well, McNamara has rolling over in the 18-yard box. Now he's down, now he's up. What is going on there?
Yeah, it's all a little bit silly out there at the moment. McNamara is claiming a big injury, but if he looks at the scoreboard clock, you'll see that we're 35 seconds beyond the 4 added minutes anyway. So as soon as this goal kick is taken, the inevitability should be that the whistle gets blown. Maybe a little bit more will be added on because of that now. Still, Leeds are in the clutching at straw stage here. Jensen, and there goes the full-time whistle. And Leeds United have fallen to their first away defeat of the championship season. 1 goal in the first half was enough to condemn them to that defeat. And so it is going to be a disappointing trip back to West Yorkshire for Leeds, who see the unbeaten run come to an end here against old foes in the form of Millwall. Full-time scoreline at the Den, it's finished. Millwall 1, Leeds United 0.
Well, unfortunately, Millwall, their performance was straight out of their playbook. Nothing extraordinary about it. We knew exactly what they were going to try and do. They weren't going to have too much possession. They were going to look at those free kicks and corner kicks and try and capitalise from their strength. It was going to be ferocious, we knew that, but I thought we dealt with it really well at the start of the game. However, what you need to do is when you are on top, make sure the right choice is in that last third and get yourself ahead. We never could do that. We slipped up inside the box for once, Cooper to Tanganga, and after that it was an uphill battle. Second half, well, we come out well, but unfortunately as the game progressed, I look at Bristol City as well, where we didn't quite make the right mental decisions in the last 15-20 minutes. I saw something similar here as well. Disappointing after certainly being on top, but I think loaded possession isn't what it's all about. It's about the scoreline, and with that in mind, we're on the wrong end of it.
Big celebrations for the home players and the home fans. The Leeds players have a dejected look about them, and those supporters, some have stayed behind in the away section, but they will be really frustrated at the outcome here. In long spells, Leeds were dominant, not enough chances created, not enough pressure put on the goalkeeper, and the one big moment came from a set piece as keeper headed into Tanganga, and he scored, and that was that. Full-time scoreline here. It's finished. Millwall 1, Leeds United 0.